For those of you replaying this, hello there. How are you doing? I'm doing pretty fucking awesome, honestly. I'm quite happy today. And I was going to start this in 2 days, but I decided, fuck it, I'm starting it tonight. I think I should maybe shut my office door, though. One moment. Righty. What a day. What a day. What a day. I mean, what a beautiful day. Seriously. I love you. So much I love you. There's so much love radiating out from my heart to you right now. So what's the point of the late night show with Joshuaem? So everybody says my brand name, Psionic Designs, is kind of, nobody can spell it because they don't think PSI for psi, for mind, because that's what it really means, mental technology. That's the whole point of it. That's what psionic means, at least. And then designs would be designs using mental technology. But it's quite possible that I'm just not reaching people because the word is too foreign, you know. So I'm just gonna use my name for now, Joshuaem. And so you can find me on minds.com at Joshuaem. And I'll be getting a Facebook page squared away for it eventually. But I'm going to keep Psionic Designs running because the art, the designs, that's still a passion of mine. But I need to get this message out. And, you know, one of the things that, you know, is my message that hasn't been very clear is, you know, who I am, what I am, why I do what I do. And that is, I'm love. I mean, pure, unadulterated love. From the sweet, the innocent, all the way down to the dirty. Everything in between, that is what I am. Because I'm a human being, just like you. And I truly believe that the only thing that separates us is how we treat each other. And so, one of the things that I think that I can really help the world with in my own way is talking to people about relationships and sex, and love, and how all of that kind of mixes together. How to be ethical and responsible in relationships and sexually, as well as, you know, how to face your own fears and jealousies and habitual, you know, problems in relationships. And so I want to use the late night show to kind of talk to people on those subjects. That's kind of the point of the late night show. And the real main point I want to get across today is that everyone complains because the primary advice you ever hear when you're sad, you're lonely, and you're seeking companionship is you gotta love yourself first, or, you know, you can't love anyone else. And, you know, how would you know if someone loves you if you don't know what love looks like? blah, 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 blah. Well, I think anyone can tell when someone is truly being loving to us or not. The hang-up, I think, would come in is because we so desperately want it, we're willing to widen that definition up quite a bit into a range of acceptable behaviors that aren't really truly loving. They're, more like business arrangements. But what does it mean to be truly loving? I mean, am I disqualifying the love that you have for your spouse or whatever? No. Am I disqualifying the love you have for your kid or for your animal or for anything else in existence? No, that's not what I'm trying to say. Not at all. When I say true love, I don't mean it as in better than. I mean as in aligned with the truth. That's how I mean that. True love is no lies. There's no need to hide it. It's not pretending. It's none of that. It's raw. It's unfiltered, unconditional love. And deep down at our core, that's what each one of us is. But then we put on all these identities, these labels, and so by the time that raw love, you might as well imagine it as light, and it's having to shoot through different filters. And so by the time it gets to you, it's more like the image you see before you rather than a raw light. But that's what you really are. And if that's what you really are, then why do you, if we're all that, why do we keep having so many problems, with others and relationships? Why do we have so much trouble with infidelity or with, how we treat each other? And why do we all have a different definition for what romantic love is? Well, I think that's just because we all like to put our own spin on things. And our own spin is, that's ego. And I'm not saying that like it's a dirty word. I'm just saying ego is another word for, persona or mask. It's the character you choose to play, right? So that's character sheet stuff, not the player behind it kind of thing. And you are the player behind it. You're just currently thinking really hard that you're the character. Well, I don't want to get too deep into all of that right now. I want to circle myself back around to what love is, and then I'm going to bring this to a close. But I'm going to sum up what love is real quick. The quintessential human question. No. What I mean is I want to point back in that direction. And that is to say that I see people on Facebook, on Instagram, various other social medias, and you're hurting. Either between fights with significant others, or you can't even find a significant other for one reason or another. I gotta ask you the question. Alright? Look at where you're at. Look at what's going on. Look at whatever that problem is. Whatever it is it really that bad? I mean, are you gonna stop breathing in 10 minutes? In 2 minutes? If that's the case, you should see someone about that. Get on that right now. But if it's not gonna literally directly kill you imminently, then you can move out of the way of harm and make different choices. So it's really not that bad. Yeah, it's some work, but you're going to have to work every day from now until you die. And, depending on your theories of what death means, like I said, keep in mind that's theories of what death means, so nobody knows. You might have to, reincarnate and do more work anyways. So, and even if you don't, if you go with Neil deGrasse Tyson's view, if you just return to the dust, well, even your dust will continue working through eternity. So, I think you just gotta breathe sometimes, and come back to that question: is it really that bad, or am I just scared? And if the question is, yeah, I'm scared, well then at least you know why you're reacting at that point. And you can dig deeper into that, You'll have some personal growth teachers who will tell you, get out of your head, get into your heart. Other ones that will tell you, no, you got to go through this process, you got to ask these questions in this order, and you'll get your answer. And that's all up in the head, right? Well, I'm going to tell you that you have both for a reason. So, it's not all about getting only into your heart, and it's not about training your head to its max. It's about finding a balance between the two. And from within that balance, everything else will steady. And that's what loving yourself really means. When they tell you gotta love yourself first, it's not that you gotta wake up in the morning, look in the mirror and be like, oh my god, you dead sexy bastard, I love you, I cannot wait to get my hands all across you. No, that's not really the case. Don't get me wrong, it's healthy. You should probably do it every once in a while. At least just an I love you in the morning. Maybe when you go to the bathroom throughout the day, just look in the mirror and be like, hey, I love you. Because it's good for you. But mean it. And don't fake it till you make it. It's keep saying it until you mean it. Like that time you had to apologize when you were a kid and a simple apology didn't work. You just keep going. It's like when you run in a race. It's a 4-lap race. You've done 1 lap. You don't stop. You keep going. Same deal. I've kind of bounced all around, but I think it all kind of melds together. And that's cool. And if it doesn't, well, that's what questions and comments are for. But I love you. It's okay to take a second for yourself and come to that space where you can look in the mirror and be like, hey, I love you. If there's anything I didn't remember, please feel free to comment on it, and I will try to bring it up in the next episode of the Late Night Show with Joshua EM, which routes me right back around to why I was telling everyone about the company name change and all that. So I'm going with the Joshua EM branding, and like I said, you can find me on minds.com at Joshua EM, on Sola at Joshua EM, and still on Facebook, Joshua Eugene McVeigh, though I will be making a at Joshua EM personality page. Or I hate the term life coach, because it's not really what I do. I don't quite work the same way. But it's probably the best word for me there is. My Toastmasters buddies are dinging me for that in my ear right now. So I'm going to bring it back to the close that I was headed towards and say, everybody that's watching, thank you for being here. And know that you're loved. I hope you have an amazing evening.